Hey guys, I'm gone again today. This is for the redesign team. But I want you to keep working on things, so I'm going to walk you through what I want you to do today. We're going to write a letter to our parents for parent-teacher conferences. There are several reasons that I have you do this. First of all, it helps you to reflect on your school year so far, which I think is really important for you to consider what you've done well and what you need some improvements on. Also, it teaches you how to write a letter in a business letter format, which is very important when you write scholarship letters or cover letters for a resume. You have to have it formatted correctly. And then, of course, it's nice for you to reach out to your parents because some of you probably don't talk to your parents very regularly about what's going on in school. So, first thing that you need to do is open a new doc. I'm going to walk you through all of this. Okay, open a new doc. In the upper left-hand corner where it says Untitled Document, I need you to type your last name. Shipley is the first name that comes to my mind for some reason. Oops. Okay, so your last name, parent letter, in the upper left-hand corner. I didn't type my name in there because more than likely if I do that, somebody will put my name there. So go ahead and put your last name and parent letter. Once you've done that, then you need to change your font size to 12 point and Times New Roman. Basically everything is always in 12 point Times New Roman. I'm going to zoom in so it's easier to see here. Okay, so a business letter is all left aligned. That means we're not going to tab over for anything. Nothing's going to be double spaced. It's all single spaced, all left aligned. So the first thing you need to type is your mailing address. If you have a P.O. box, then it will look like this. Go ahead and type your street address or your P.O. box, depends on where you get your mail. I'm going to change mine back to my street address. Go ahead and type that out. Once you have that, you need to hit enter one time, and then you need to type your town's name, comma, KS, two capital letters. Then you push space twice and put your zip code. Oops. 67467 is the zip code of Minneapolis. Salina is 67401. Bennington is 67422. If you don't know it, look it up on Google. There are two spaces right here just for formatting. It's for the post office. Their computers read zip codes, and that's how they sort the mail. And so they like to have a little space there. So once you have your mailing address, your city, your state, your zip, you hit enter 2 times. And now you're going to put a formal address to your parents on there. This might seem a little bit weird, but you're going to address them as Mr. and Mrs. maybe. This is my mom and stepdad. If you're just writing it to your mom and she's not married, it might be Ms. Robin Hoover. If you're just writing it to your dad, whichever is correct for you. Everybody has a different family situation. Go ahead and type your parents or guardians, whoever you live with, who are going to come to conferences. Put their names there. Now you're going to put your parents' mailing address, which is more than likely the same as yours, but go ahead and do it just for practice. My mom's address is different than mine because I don't live with her, thankfully. Oops. Their address is going to be set up the same as yours. Probably going to be exactly the same, but that's okay. Once you have it set up like that, you're going to hit enter twice and you're going to type today's date, which is the 16th now. You have to write out the word October. That is proper MLA formatting. Once you have the date, you hit enter 2 more times. Dear, and this is where you can address your parents whatever you call them. So for me, it would be Mom and Tony. I don't call my stepdad Dad. So if you live with Grandma and Grandpa, or Mom and Dad, whatever, whoever it is you're sending it to. Then you put a comma because this is an informal letter. And then you hit enter 2 more times. And now I'm going to show you the kinds of things that I would like to see in your letter. So our first paragraph, just like any other paragraph or any other thing that we write, our first paragraph is our introduction. Now, it would be really easy to say something like, I am writing this letter because Mrs. Kovacic said I had to. But that's not creative at all. And you guys definitely have the ability to be creative. So you need to say something along the lines of, and I'm thinking as I'm going, so you'll have to excuse my random thoughts. I am approaching the end of the first 9 weeks of my sophomore or freshman. I'm having everybody write these, so. And I'm thinking back to my days spent this year so far. I don't want you to write exactly what I wrote, but talk about why you're writing them a letter without saying, I am writing you a letter because. If you do that, I'm going to want to mark it and I'm going to say, show me, don't tell me. Now, you might have learned in speech, tell them what you're going to tell them what you told them. That's fine and dandy, but we don't want to literally say, I am telling you this, because we're reading the letter. We don't need to be told. You need to have probably 4-ish sentences. This doesn't have to be a long letter. We want it all basically on one page, unless you have a lot to say. Just to introduce yourself. Introduce yourself to your parents. What you're writing the letter about, without saying the obvious. Okay, second paragraph is going to be about what am I doing well? This doesn't have to just be an English class, but it definitely would be nice to hear what you're doing well in English class. Again, 4-ish sentences. Your third paragraph is going to be, guess what? What do I need to improve on? Again, 4-ish sentences. I'm not going to hold you. I'm not going to count sentences, but it is important that your letter sounds good. Sorry, I'm distracted by the Cubs game. Rizzo just got hit in the hand. Rizzo's my man, so I was a little concerned there. Okay, so then you have a closing paragraph just like you would anything else, and this is where you're going to kiss butt a little bit, and you're going to say something like, thank you so much for allowing me to live. You can be as sincere or silly or a mixture of both as is appropriate with your parents. You know your relationship with your parents. So if you want to write something really sweet, go for it. If you want to be a little bit silly, I'm okay with that too, as long as it's nicely written. Again, 4-ish sentences. Okay, now we're going to hit enter 2 times. All right, my computer, my phone started ringing, sorry. We're going to get back online here. Sorry, my hotspot is on my phone, so if you try to call me while I'm on the internet, I can't do both. Okay, so you hit enter 2 times after your concluding paragraph, and now you're going to type sincerely, comma, or you can say love. Now on a formal letter, you would not write anything but sincerely. But since this is to mom and dad, grandma and grandpa, aunt and uncle, whoever it is you live with, you can write whatever it is you want, basically. Whatever concluding statement you want to have is fine. We're going to leave it on sincerely, though. And then you're going to hit enter 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're going to type out your name. Your name, not mine. The reason you have a space here is because if we printed this letter, which we're not, you would sign it right here. If you want to add a digital signature, which I like to have on the letters that I send digitally, I will have my iPad for you before this is all over, and you can sign it. I'll send you a copy of your signature digitally, and then you can just paste it right here. And I guess I'll just show that to you, how to do that. Maybe I'll save that for another day. Sorry, I'm ad-libbing here. Anyway, it's just a picture that you copy and paste and put in there, and it's your signature. Looks pretty slick. So, this letter needs to be approximately 1 page in length. If you have more to write and you really do a nice job, go for it. But make sure your paragraphs are well written, and you spend some time really thinking about what is it that you're doing well this school year so far. What is it that you need to improve on? What are you going to do to improve? Because we all have areas of growth that we need to work on. So this is your assignment for today. You're going to have the rest of the block to work on this. We're going to do peer editing next time I see you. So have a wonderful day, and hopefully I'll see you around the halls before the end of the day. If not, I'll see you tomorrow.